Bless you. Last page of the review, number 16. All right, it says determine whether each angle pair. Gentlemen. All the side conversations. Stop. Yes. Edward, sit down and be quiet.
It's important.
I know. Stop talking. Thank you. All right, this is literally what our project that you're working on is over. It's the parallel lines with the transversal. So this is the end of the unit 3 stuff that this is covering. Okay, so determine whether each angle pair is congruent or supplementary. Okay, and we're going to say that this picture is drawn to scale. So we have two parallel lines. I'm going to mark them parallel. Remember, the parallel markings are just the little arrows. As long as they have the same number, that means they're parallel. So we've got 8 angles created at these 2 intersections. Okay, I'm going to highlight the ones that are congruent. Remember, the easiest way for you to identify the ones that are congruent are the ones that look the same size. So the acute looking ones are going to be congruent to each other. So all those that look acute, and then all of those that look obtuse are going to be congruent to each other. Right? So now let's look at these relationships, and we're going to look over here and use this picture and decide, are they congruent or are they supplementary? If they are the same color, if I just colored them the same color, they're congruent. If they are different colors, they're supplementary. Okay, so 5 and 8. Congruent or supplementary? Are 5 and 8 the same color or different colors?
They're the same color, they're congruent.
Thank you. Okay, those are both obtuse angles, right? So if these angles are, or if these lines are parallel, 5 and 8 are congruent. And actually, this relationship doesn't even require that other line. These are vertical angles. They're at the same intersection. Angles across from each other at an intersection are congruent. If you want to put the name of the relationship like off to the side so that you know why they're congruent or supplementary, you can do that. 5 and 8 are vertical angles. Okay, then we've got, gentlemen, the side conversations are so annoying, even when you're whispering. 7 and 3. So 7 and 3, are those the same color or different colors? Same, so they're going to be congruent. Does anybody remember the name of that relationship, 7 to 3 here? See how it's bottom left corner to bottom left corner? They're in the same location at their individual intersections? No, they are on the same side of the transversal, but you can't do same side interior exterior because see how 7 is an exterior and 3 is an interior? So we couldn't do that. Starts with a C.
Emergent.
There it is. Thank you, Edgar. Corresponding. Same spot means they are they're in corresponding locations at their intersection. I don't know what's going on with my pen here.
What is that?
Corresponding angles. All right, let's look at the next one. The next one is 4 and 6. Okay, so angle 4 and angle 6. Here's 4. Here's 6. Are those the same color?
No.
4 is yellow. It's obtuse. Blue is, or 6 is blue. It's acute. Okay, those are not the same. So if they're not congruent, what are they? Morgan, if they're not congruent, what are they? Thank you. I'm going to abbreviate supplementary. It's written up here if you need to know how to spell it. Yeah, that's the abbreviation for supper. Definitely. All right, what's the relationship though?
Kind of tough. That you go to 180 degrees.
Well, that's what supplementary means. They add to 180, but I'm talking about the
all that.
yeah, that's what
Anytime here.
that's it. Good. They're on the same side of the transversal. and they're in between the parallel lines. So same side, interior.
Oh,
Why are you erasing?
Miss, the whole time I always thought you were doing it on the mouse.
No, I've got a little pen. I'm just writing on my,
Do you have any extra ones of these so I can copy off you?
the review. Yeah, they're in the folder up there.
What day?
I think Friday.
And also, I don't know which one. This is the. What did he?
The project and the rubric.
Yeah.
Make sure your name's on both. Okay, 3 and 4. 4 is there. How does 4 relate to 3 over here? Good. Those are also supplementary. So you've got one acute, one obtuse. Those are supplementary. Now those are a linear pair. See how they form a line together? They're next to each other. I don't know what's going on with this stylus. But do you see how they form this line together? 3 and 4? They form a line. They're a linear pair. All right, 3 and 6. So 3 and 6 are both blue, aren't they? Here we go. So those are going to be congruent.
Yes.
Josiah, what's their relationship? Okay. I think we're on his project. That's fine. What's the relationship between 3 and 6? Jordy, do you know? Dylan, do you?
Huh?
If you look up here real fast at 3 and 6, do you know their relationship?
Opposite.
They're on opposite sides, so we use the word alternate.
No, alternate exterior. No,
Right.
no, alternate interior.
There it is. Alternate interior. Good. Alternate interior angles. Okay, and then last but not least, 2 and 7. So angle 2 to angle 7. So that top right at this intersection and bottom left at this intersection. They're both blue, so they are congruent. We know that. They are on alternate sides of the transversal and they're outside the parallel lines. So those are alternate exterior angles. This type of question is not missed on the test because we've been spending like 3 days on a project over this. Okay, we did a couple days of notes over this and practice. Okay, y'all got to know these angle relationships. Look at acute or obtuse to know which ones should equal each other. And if they don't equal each other, they add to 180. Make sense? Okay, let's look at 17 then. 17 now puts some algebraic expressions in those angles and wants us to find x. So Elijah, these two that have the expressions in them, are they going to be congruent or add to 180? It's right there.
Oh. Are they gonna what?
Remember, up here we were saying all these different angles, if you pick any two, they're either going to be congruent or they're going to be supplementary, which means they add to 180. So looking at this one, these two, this angle and this angle, are they going to be equal to each other or add to 180?
Equal.
They're going to be equal. See how they're both obtuse looking? Okay, those are corresponding angles. So since they're congruent, they're going to be equal. I'm going to write that out. I'm going to write that angle equal to this other one. And so now I do the algebra. I have to solve. So if you need to split the left and right side, split the left and right side so you see what you're doing. I'm going to move the 15x over here to put my x's together. And I'm going to move the 4 to the other side to put my constants together. So that's 16 over here. And that's 2x over here. And then how do I get rid of that 2? So what is x? Is that what they asked us to find? So we're done. The reason I say that is that what they asked you to find is because sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not just find X, it's find the angle measure. If they wanted the angle measure, what would you do with that? If X is 8, what would you do with that to find the angle measure? Yeah, you'd take that 8 and you'd plug it in for X and you'd calculate this angle. Okay, so just go back and read the question carefully and make sure you're answering what they want. All right, in number 18, the figure below lines A and B are straight and parallel. Morgan and Jude, stop talking. Elijah and Edward, stop talking. A and B are straight and parallel to each other. Morgan, come sit over here. Come sit back here by yourself. I've asked you multiple times to stop. All right, they're parallel and they're straight. Which angles must be congruent to angle 1? So if those are parallel lines, then we know all these relationships we just talked about right here. So the question is, which one must be congruent to angle 1? So I'm just going to highlight angle 1. And then we should know which ones need to be congruent to it would be 4, 5, and 8, right? Because 1 and 4 are vertical, 1 and 5 are corresponding, 1 and 8 are alternate exterior. Okay, so those are the ones that should be the same as 1. So 4, 5, and 8. So that was answer choice D there. All right, 19. We're almost done, guys. Bear with me. Stick with me. Given that L and M are parallel, find X. So this is the same as the last one, except in this one, we said that these were equal to each other because they were corresponding angles. Let's see what the relationship is in 19. We have an obtuse angle. Oops, that was supposed to be a pen. We have an obtuse angle here, and then isn't this one acute? So those are not the same. Dylan? Yeah. If they're not equal to each other, what do we know about them? What did we say up here at the top of the page? They're either congruent or supplementary, which means they add to 180. So these are not congruent to each other. It means they're going to add to 180. So I'm going to write the two angles out. Added together, they equal 180. That's what you have to know to be able to set it up. The two angles added together equal 180. So now, if I split the two sides, all the x's are already on the left. Let's combine like terms. How many x's do I have there? 17 plus 4. 21x. Okay, and then I've got 14 minus 2. That's 12. Now I can start moving things to solve for x. So I'm going to move the 12 by subtraction. Okay, what does that leave me with? 68. How do I get rid of that 21?
Divide by.
Okay, so divide by 21. So 168 divided by 21 is 8. Is that what they asked for? Yeah, go back and read carefully. Find x. That's it. I'm done. X is 8. Hey, wasn't that the same as the last one? Small world. All right. Number 20, it says the measure of angle EHB is 4x plus 5, and the measure of angle CKF is 5x minus 22. Find x. All right, so what's the relationship between these two angles? Are they going to equal each other or add to 180? Are they both acute, or is one acute and one obtuse, or are they both obtuse?
Both are acute.
They're both acute, so they should be equal. Remember, these are alternate exterior. Go back and look at that list up here. Alternate exterior are the same, right? Okay, so the same means equal. So I'm going to write them equal. 4x plus 5 equals 5x minus 22. Get your x's to one side. It doesn't matter if you do left or right. I moved the smaller one, so I'm going to move the 4x to the right. Just going to leave me with x, and I'm going to move the 22 to the left, which is going to leave me with 27. So I get x equals 27. Is that what they asked?
Just flip it.
That's it. X equals 27. That's all we needed. If they want the angle measure, you can plug it back in and calculate that. Or you can have Desmos calculate that. All right, last but not least. MN is shown on the coordinate grid below. Says what is true about segment MN if BC and BC, if point B has coordinates of 0, -3, and C has, okay, we got to add BC. BC is not pictured. So I'm going to plot these points. Okay, so BC is at 0, -3, that's B. And C is at -4, 5. So I'm going to connect those and draw BC. All right, so now looking at this, what is true about MN and BC? So we've got MN in black, BC in blue. Are those two lines parallel? There's segments, I should say.
Yeah.
Parallel? What does parallel mean?
Will never touch.
They'll never
Oh.
intersect. Do these intersect?
Yeah.
These definitely intersect. So they are not parallel. So it's not, why, my pen just keeps going out on me. They are not parallel. A and B are out. Okay, so they look perpendicular, don't they? Like they make a 90-degree angle? Yes? If you want to check it, like if this was on your computer screen on the test and you wanted to check it, the corner of your paper is 90 degrees, isn't it? You can hold your paper up there and see if it's a 90-degree angle. Okay, so they are perpendicular. Now we want to know, are they congruent or not congruent? What's congruent mean? The same length, right? Same measure. I can look at these and see they're not congruent. But if they were close and you weren't sure, you could check and you could count the horizontal and vertical distance from endpoint to endpoint, right? So if I counted that for this black one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3. So over 6 and up 3. Okay, so we need to see if it's the same for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's definitely longer, isn't it? C and B are further apart, so they are not congruent. So they are perpendicular and not congruent. All right, I'm going to stop this video here, but I want you to remember, every question on this review has been gone over, and I've done it by pages. So there's a video for each page of the review, so you can go back and find questions that you're having trouble with or need help with, and you can watch those videos tonight when you're studying or tomorrow in Cat Tracks or in the morning before school. Okay, this review is due tomorrow in your class period. It is a double daily grade. Make sure it's complete. Check it tonight. I'm going to post the key after school. Okay, and come ready for your test tomorrow.